This might be the most unpopular opinion, but I feel like I have to say it. But if being pretty is the most interesting thing about you, that's really sad. I just finished working out, and as someone who grew up pretty active, I've had like a love-hate relationship with fitness, mostly because my stepdad growing up always said that I was fat, and I have always had bigger hips, a bigger butt, and I would have to run on the treadmill in front of him, and I would be told that every time I walked into a room, like, oh, do you feel that earthquake? You feel that tsunami? Which kind of fucks with your mind as someone who is not even 100 pounds. And then when I finally reached 100 pounds, I was a runner. I cheered. I played softball. I had larger leg muscles. It fucks with your mind. So much information out there, and I just feel like I've seen numerous amounts of trends, especially with Ozempic being like skinny as in. There are two things I need to say, but the first is stop letting the beauty, the health, the wellness industry, and capitalism corrupt your mind. Your genetics play a huge part in what your body looks like, and you cannot just follow trends. You can't be muscular and then have a BBL the next day and then be super skinny the next day. Like, follow what feels good to your body. I read this book called Outlive, and it really talks about the fundamentals of having a long and healthy life and what you need to prioritize. And I've always been someone that's lifted weights, but it really understood how much muscle we start to lose as we age. In your 30s, women start to lose a lot of muscle mass. Therefore, it's important to make sure we're maintaining our muscle and lifting weights. But then people are scared about being too bulky and Pilates arms, and like our bodies are not trends. So that is the first thing I'll say. Second thing I want to remind you of is what you look like, the clothes you wear, the shape of your body. That is the least interesting thing about you. Obviously, don't hear what I'm not saying, but if being pretty is the most interesting thing about you, that's really sad. I'm not really sure how we got here as women. I feel like there's this competition, and then it's also us against the media, and we have to basically dismantle this way of thinking because it is toxic. I can think of so many women in my life, and I can think about reasons why I love them, and them being skinny or pretty is never on that list.